Shalom. All praises, blessings, glories, and honors to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash, and double honors to my elder apostles and bishop elders of Great Millstone who told me this truth, as well of men of like mind. Shalom wa chasad, which means peace and mercy to the elect of the nation of Israel. Remember, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners of the seed line of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom is scattered here in America, which is Babylon the Great, and abroad. To you I say Shalom, and Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, willing, this lesson is edifying. My name is Kwanawath, and in today's lesson, we will comment on this article that we see before us entitled U.S. East and Gulf Coast ports face imminent shutdown, as union announces intent to strike. Published by gcapital.com by Mike Sherler. It reads, the International Longsmen's Association, ILA, on Sunday announced plans for widespread strike at all Atlantic and Gulf Coast ports, scheduled to begin at 12:01 a.m. on Tuesday, October the 1st, 2024. With just 36 hours remaining before the expiration of the current ILA USMX contract, negotiations between the ILA and the United States Maritime Alliance USMX have reached an impasse. An impasse is a deadlock. Strike would involve 85,000 ILA members and impact ports, from Maine to Texas, which is quite narrow to say the least. The ILA said in a Sunday update posted on Facebook. The United States Maritime Alliance, USMX, refuses to address a half-century of wage subjugation where ocean carriers' profits skyrocketed from millions to mega billion dollars, while ILA longshore wages remain flat, and the update said. So basically, people are fed up of being underpaid, while big businesses continue to make billions in profits. All right? So as a result, there's going to be a strike. It reads on to say, United States Maritime Alliance, USMX, refuses to address a half-century of wage subjugation, which I already read that. Excuse me. It reads on to say, we're tired right now, just of the job on the move. So forgive me. But it reads, the potential work stoppage will affect 45,000 port workers at 36 ports responsible for handling more than 40% of total containerized goods entering the United States, which is a lot. The strike also comes at a particularly challenging time for ocean supply chains, which have already faced significant disruptions in 2024 due to conflicts in the Red Sea, drought in the Panama Canal, and the Baltimore Bridge collapse. And this is all about to happen, interestingly, right around the time of the presidential elections. So go figure. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. The disruptions, combined with strong U.S. demand, have already caused average spot freight rates in the Far East to the U.S. East Coast to increase by over 300% between December 2023 and early July 2024, according to Zenita. Despite the high strikes, the Biden administration has indicated that the president does not plan to invoke the Taft-Hartley Act, a federal law that allows presidential intervention in labor disputes that create a national emergency. The ILA says that they will provide updates on any new developments by 11 a.m. on Monday, September 30th. So let's see what the Lord will put in the hearts, into the minds of these people to do. It says the ILA says that they will provide updates on any new developments by 11 a.m. on Monday, September 30th, which is today. As this week's deadline approaches, the outcome of these negotiations is set to have far-reaching consequences for the U.S. economy and global supply chains, because it will affect consumers, right? Things will skyrocket in price temporarily due to lack of access to certain goods and services, right? Because of the strike. So expect to see some jump in the cost for food and water and certain supplies, certain necessities, if the Lord allows this thing to really happen and, prolong for a great extended period of time. And remember, truckers really have nothing much to do with the wage increase that these people are seeking. Because I've seen a video whereby a trucker basically said that it really has nothing to do with their wage increase. But yet if these people get a wage increase, they won't. And why shouldn't they? So that could cause a whole nother disagreement, a whole nother spillover, so to speak, for the lack of words, where shit can get crazy. And then they can go on strike. And then what? Your goods can't get transported to local states, cities, and towns, communities, and that's how famine arises. Also, remember that the country is currently divided between Nero and, Komodo dragon, which I like to call her that, Komodo dragon. Talking about Kamala Harris. But hey man, there's gonna be civil war too. All right. It says the ILA said its members will maintain their pledge to handle military cargo and work passengers vessels throughout the strike. And this concludes the article. Now we can get the book of 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places. Now the word sown is from the word sow, which means to scatter. And your sown places that have been scattered with food, or your key foods, your Costco's, your BJ's, your Walmarts, all right, your local superstores that houses food and drink, victuals. These are all sown places. Shall appear unsown. They're going to appear as if they were never ever stocked. Not the restock, excuse me. The full storehouses, all the storehouses that keep all your goods, your basic necessities that you need, toiletries and all that, shall suddenly be found empty. Because there's going to be scarcity. People are going to be fighting for these little things that are, going to be left. And all these things are going to happen when the Lord chooses the evil arrows of famine upon this land. Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 16, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine. Evil means bad time. So the Lord's going to send upon this land the bad times of famine. All right. Which shall be for their destruction. Well, whose destruction? 2/3. All right. And the peons of the wicked and the heathens. But primarily, this is judgment for our people. 2/3 of the nation of Israel would say that the evils shall not overtake nor prevent us. That's what they say, which is hubris, extreme pride. So the Lord's going to humble their pride. Remember, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. According to 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Why? Because there's going to be famine, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. So the Lord's going to break the staff of bread out here. All your programs, your SNAPs, your EBTs, all these different food drives, food banks, pantries and all that. That's all going to be broken down. The government benefits and subsidies, all that stuff is going to be broken and taken away. And then what you're going to do when the Lord sends his judgment upon you? You can't do nothing. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, because there's also going to be evil beasts. Was that Jeremiah the 15th chapter? And they shall berate thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee. And I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, have spoken it. So judgment is coming, man. Evils and only evils. All right. So, Lord's willing, this lesson has been informative and edifying. And again, forgive me earlier, and I'm severely under the weather. I need, and the Lord bless me with some sleep, man. Jake needs some sleep. But yeah, Lord willing, I'll catch y'all in the next walk and talk, next lesson. So I say shalom to the elect.